Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, and this is week 31 of competition. Feels like a really special episode today, as I continue with my mashup of the first two seasons, pushing through here real quick. But it also feels special in that the Tour de France is on. Been watching every morning, getting up super early, catching most every minute, and I'm very intrigued by the setup this year. I hadn't seen the layout until a couple stages in for what the routes were going to be for the various stages. And I was quite surprised to see that pretty much all of the sprint stages are at the beginning of the tour this year. And I've got a really strong feeling that outside of, like, say, Peter Sagan, who's a likely green jersey winner, or at least at this point, outside of that top couple sprinters, I could see a lot of sprinters going home early. Like, somewhere right around a Roubaix finish from about that point on. Because once they hit the mountains, wow, they are really hitting the mountains this year. There are a lot of mountainous stages. There's a lot of climbing being done, and it's really impressive that it's not do it one day and then kind of have maybe a little bit of a hilly day, or have a sprint stage the next day. No. It's back to back to back. Holy cow.
Hello to one and all. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
Alright, so for this one, I've been given the role of free element, so I'm going to be able to get off the front, go on the attack. I don't have much of a chance on the day, as this is not my forte by any means.
Things are heating up in front.
But I had a pretty big race here in the earlier stages. Whoa, he's just trying to get away, isn't he? I'll go with this guy instead. We'll catch up to him.
Breakaway at the front.
But looking back at the stage, you can see it is pretty spread out. And you can see we are loaded, absolutely loaded with names. Current leader is Rigoberto Urán. Peter Sagan 4 seconds behind him. And then we have Herrada, Valverde, Tiege Benoot, Michael Woods. It's Richie Porte is all the way down outside of the top 10 in 11th. Van Avermaet. And Van Avermaet's actually leading right now in the Tour de France, or at least after 6 stages when I'm starting this recording. It'll be after 7 when I continue on with this recording, as we'll be doing a mashup. It's going to take me a couple days to get this recorded and edited and ready for your viewing, which would be, what, stage 8? No, that'll be after stage 9. Ooh, does that mean you could be watching this side by side? Is that Roubaix? Is that stage 9? I think that might be stage 9. Well, despite the impressive field. I find myself in 35th place, so not too bad. That's 4th for the under 25s. Okay, now I just stuck on that menu way too long. There we go, there's a chance to recover. Alright, so I found myself in the breakaway. There are currently 6 riders. We have 5 riders about to catch us, and we are about 5 minutes out in front. Probably largely thanks to my long pull on that slight uphill at a pretty intensive speed, but luckily they decided to slow up. You can see I'm slowly starting to catch my breath. I will see you again at the end of the stage. We have now come together, 11 riders, nearly 5 minutes ahead. Alright, so we're about 11k to go. Getting pretty close to the end. Pace is getting pretty high, but we're hanging in there. The only problem is the field is just about to catch us. I'm not sure we're going to be able to stay away. We have 25 seconds, but with 11 riders, you'd think we should be able to ride at a very intense pace and hold them off. But once those sprinters come, I think they'll close that gap down on us. Yep, there we go. We've been caught. Just 5k to go. What are these guys doing? Sprint, make it ahead. There goes the sprinters. I'm way out of position now. Of course, I'm not a sprinter anyway, so it doesn't matter. No point sprinting, as I'm going to run out of energy before I get to the sprint. Decathlon gets the win. Viviani second. And Avermaet, Groenewegen, Colbrelli, Peter Sagan down in 9th, W. Share in 10th. And I'm outside of the top 20, finishing 37th. Not bad for the headliners that were there. Top 35 finish. Right, so we're in Murcia, in Spain, and it's a one-day race, and we are just hitting the base of the big climb. Now, my task today actually was teammate. I got my work done quickly, though. They wanted me to be at the front for 30k. I went ahead and made it 41 to make sure I get the exceptional bonus. So that's maxed out all the way. And now I'm going to ride for myself the rest of the way and see how well I can do. I've got a +2 on the race day condition, which added to my stamina, and my mountain climbing's at a 76. The favorite, Valverde, Caruso, Bilbao, Jesus Herrada, Tim Wellens, so quite a few big names out there. And the group is shrinking It's already down to 80 riders.
Following the very fast pace up front. The riders are in a portion above 10%. There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely won't be able to keep up.
Couldn't tell you exactly how far we have to go to get to the top, but there goes my stamina. 58 riders left. We're past the steepest section, so if the pace isn't too hot, I might be able to hang on to the group. In fact, I'm actually recovering now as it's leveling off. And I'll definitely be able to recover on the descent.
We're into the downhill section. The riders can take a breather, but they can't let their guard drop. The riders are taking their foot off the accelerator. Either they're getting a bit hot, or they're saving themselves.
28 riders left. I'm in the front peloton, but it's already starting to come back together. 50 riders now. And with so much time to recover, it's going to come down to a little bit of a sprint at the end. Not much climbing left to do, but definitely a false flat up till the last few K. Alright, 6K to go, 5K to go, and it's about to ramp up. Now I don't expect a top finish. I'm not competing for a win here, but I am competing to hang on to the group. Alright, let's slow down for the finish. 2K to go. Just trying to hold the group as best I can. Look at all those Astana riders. It's like their whole team. Hey, what are you slowing down for?
Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today. He really had to fight for that one. A great sprint finish.
Caruso picks up the win. It's his style course. Bilbao second. Valverde gets third. Tim Wellens is fourth.
We're waiting for the tail enders who continue to arrive.
And I finished 29th. Alright, so I'm on stage 2 of this race, which unfortunately I have no chance at pronouncing this one. So we'll just leave it at that. Stage 1 was supposed to be a sprint stage, slightly undulating, but nothing serious. And yet somehow the field really split. A lot of splits in the field, and a very small select group ended up crossing the finish line together. It was only 28 riders. Unfortunately, well, the good news, the teammate that was protecting me, Nathan Brown, came in 4th. I came in 6th place. Are you kidding me? A sprint stage, top 10? Never happens on the 2018 edition. The unfortunate thing was the group of 28 that finished, the chasing group that was behind, that absolutely did not finish with us, was more than a minute off. Somehow from their sprinters to the tail end of my group, I guess, closed the gap enough that they ended up putting, 60? Yeah, 60 riders in the lead group on the same time. Even though for 30K there was a gap, and was definitely a gap on the finish line. I hate how this game still does that sometimes. Really unfortunate, because it was a great opportunity, because I am the leader for this race. Today we have a special stage. It is a team time trial. We got a team time trial, totally flat and really short, just 11 kilometers. I am second wheel behind De Jong, and we need to get ourselves set. If it's just 11K, I would imagine this should be maximum effort, and I should definitely be on the front for a while, as, suppose if I look, let's see, De Jong, he's a pretty good time trialist. Brown's not bad. Let's see. Catafort's pretty good too. Vetkov is good. Eaton is okay. McCabe is the only one that is worthless in the time trial. So, we should be able to put up a pretty decent time. Well, let's see how that goes. So I'm on the front, attacking hard, and yes, it's not dropping me that much below what the finish line would be, and I'm still leading for now. I have to pull off here at some point if I'm going to finish the race with this group. There we go. So good, strong pull for the team. See how that goes. Alright, the expected recovery is coming along, so that's good. And yes, that 99 is absolutely necessary. I'm back in the clear with under 4K to go. Eaton's off. McCabe is the one who's actually should be giving their all there because they're not particularly strong. Okay, just 2K to go. De Jong is on the front now. And if he can't pull us to the finish, I can. There we go. First cross line. And we are first at the moment. That is excellent because I have never had a time trial where my team was anywhere near the front. I'm not sure how many teams are left, but we were one of the later teams going. We are ahead of Mitchelton Scott. We're ahead of Astana. We're ahead of Trek, Bahrain Merida, just a few seconds ahead of us. UAE, Katusha Alpecin. So, not bad. We are fourth, just 7 seconds off. We are tied with Bahrain Merida. We're a second ahead of Trek Segafredo, so good start. The team objective, they want me in third. So Ben Swift takes the overall lead for the moment. I am not in the top 10 currently, but that's because of that 7-second difference and the 10-second from winning the sprint stage before. So that's why Ben Swift hangs on. Mountain, I'm second. There was only one climb, or two climbs, and I led the last climb going over. Around that time where things were starting to split. Points, I remained sixth. No change there. That was the finish on the first stage. At least the top six anyway. And I am sixth in the best young rider at the moment. But this stage, or this race, will definitely split up some there. There is climbing to do. And another time trial to go. As long as the team hangs on with that objective of team leader, because they wanted me third overall, I really hate how they complain after a sprint stage when you finish sixth on a freaking sprint stage. And they say that that's bad because they want you third overall by the end of the race. Frustrating. Really frustrating. They need to work on that. They have actually worked on some things. There's been an update, and some good things have come from that. So there you can see, there's my guys that came in just 7 seconds off. And that puts me 17th overall, 18 seconds behind. And considering that the first stage was a sprint one, this was a team time trial, I would say we're in an excellent position going forward. But guarantee the evaluation is going to be bad. Yeah, see? Bad. No points. Arr. They should be looking at the individual stage. And they're not. Okay, so we're on to stage 3. 2 climbs yet to go, and I'm right at the front. There's only a single rider left of the original breakaway group, and I'm now involved in a tiny peloton. Just 23 riders left. All my teammates have been dropped off the back, even though I do have a couple riders not far behind, Brown and Fetkov. They might still catch up.
We can only hope that they all get back up.
And I'm still pretty fresh at this point, though I expected where we're at right now would have been at the base of the final climb, not the penultimate time through the climb. It is a looping climb. It's not a very difficult climb, but I do expect a lot of pace over these final 1 or 2 climbs and some attackers. And if they expect me to finish third, I pretty much need to stay with the majority of these attackers so that they don't get far enough away, but I'm definitely not looking to attack as this is a punchy, hilly climb, and I'm definitely finding my strength on a mountain and a time trial stage, and not necessarily today. That is definitely more of a hill climb. I have leveled up over the last race before this race, and it was a pretty good level up in most respects. I added +3 to my mountain climbing ability. I added +2 to my time trialing ability, and then I added +1 on the hills. I added a couple to my stamina and 1 to resistance, 1 to fighting, and 1 to my acceleration. So all things that are really, really helpful. Was quite pleased with the outcome of leveling up to level 13. Alright, so we are just about over the top. The peloton is down to just 18 riders now. And as we hit the top, I'm just going to use that tiny burst of energy and pick up some points. I am now 4 points off the lead on the mountain climber standings. It's all helpful, it's all useful. It'll help me level up in the future, and didn't really burn any energy whatsoever. And we've got a bit of a downhill now, so take that. I'm going to speed things up for a little bit. I'm not looking to attack right now. This is not the stage for that. This is the stage to just be in the final group. There absolutely is a tiredness effect. The more you attack, and they didn't really have this in the previous games, but this year it's absolutely noticeable, it's absolutely present. The more you attack, the more the fatigue sets in. In last year's edition, it would set in very slowly over the course of the season. But here, it does affect the short term. If I have a 5-stage race, and like now on stage 3, if I attack heavily on stage 3, I will be tired on stage 5. So picking my moments. Stage 5 is a time trial. Stage 4, I believe, is more of a climbing stage. A mountain climbing stage. Not like this one that's just a little hill climb. I'm already down to an elite group of just 21 and only a single rider behind. A group of 13 chasing where I do have a couple teammates. So I have no intention of attacking here. I'm just trying to hang with the group. I don't mind having this small group finish. And there goes an attack off the front.
Attack by Robert Keselowski.
Keselowski. I'm at 99, and I'm not keeping pace with these guys. You can see that there are some strong riders. Ben Swift. Okay, we're getting near the top. I definitely need to use this now. I'm going to lose him here over the top. That's why I didn't attack.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers
10K. Okay, I'm going to hang with the group at least, though there are 2 riders off the front. And if that's, yeah, it's Nibbly. I'm riding here against Nibbly, so this is not a time where I'm the dominant rider to crush the group. Alright, so they are just a matter of seconds off, and I'm in a group of 10. I am recovering now. There is one more small climb to go. If anything, the time to attack would be on this little false flat. Too much energy getting used there. Just wanted to get back in position. Okay, 3K to go. It looks like we might catch these guys before the bottom. We're only 5, 6, 7 seconds off. And it's back together. Alright, so group of 11. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. That's already set me up for a top 10. And with 1K to go, here goes my sprint. Looking for about 8th, 9th on the stage. We should all have the same time. Nibley gets the win. Swift is 3rd. Keselowski is 5th. Nabrowski's there in 4th. Pantano in 7th. Impey in 8th. Scoins in 9th. I've got 10th. Are you kidding me? I just finished with that group. We left Koenig behind. That is awesome. I don't know how they expect me to get 3rd. I don't think I'm suddenly that elite just by leveling up. But that was beautiful. The fact that I was able to stay with that group and finish 10th. The first 11, we should be on the same time. Make sure we do all have the same time. Yes, we do. Okay, so, and it's just the 11 riders. There's 3 behind us on the next, and then a bit of a split, and that's going to make a wonderful difference in the timing. As, yes, there we go. I'm into the top 10 now. Ben Swift still leads overall. Nibley is 2nd. And then I'm essentially on the same time, within 1 second anyway, of this next tier. Stage 4. This is the mountain finish. You can see it's not an intense stage, but as we head over this bridge, we're going to ramp it up again. And then we've got a bit of a small flat before we get to the top of that peak. The only points-giving mountain climb within the stage itself, which is surprising considering we've been going up for about 2/3 of this, or the majority of the stage anyway. And the field's already starting to split off. We're down to 100 left in the peloton. Pace hasn't been intense, but it's been a long enough, steep enough climb that riders slowly but surely are being dropped. Only one of my teammates is dropped at this point. However, you look at the condition, Eaton, Cataford, De Jong are all on the verge of being dropped. So I'm left with Brown, who's not going to be there much longer. You can see his shoulders are already bobbing pretty bad. Even Vetkov's starting to bob, but Vetkov is at the front of the field right now. I'm where I want to be, right near the front to check any attacks. And I was only seen as a top 10, just on the edge, the 10th favorite for the day. So I'm not seen as a strong contender. However, my team thinks that I've got it in me to finish in the top 3. Now, my race day condition helps with that. Mountain climbing +1, so I'm a 79 on the day, and that does put me near the top. Vincenzo Nibali is a strong favorite. I will not be able to go with him. He's not really the one that I am racing. It's kind of the everybody else. Huge breakaway group. That was originally 17 riders. One of them got dropped, but 16 riders left, and they were almost 9 minutes ahead. I was surprised we let them get that far away, but they are back down to under 3 minutes. And here we can see the pace is now picking up before we get to this climb, and then we've got one steady climb to the mountaintop finish. You can see over the terrain just how high we are starting to get. This isn't a serious mountaintop finish, certainly not a Tour de France type finish. It's not an Alpe d'Huez, but this is a pretty good climb today. See just how well I am doing in the standings. I am 7th overall, 2nd in the mountains, 2nd in the young riders, and 7th in the green jersey. But with a group of 16 riders away, I'm definitely not going to pick up anything on them here and now. Okay, Brown's on the verge of getting dropped here. I still have Vetkov handy, so that'll be useful. Peloton's down to 50. We've made it over the top. I'd rather have Vetkov shielding me instead of leading out. I need you to shield me instead. There you go. Give me that full recovery and then help me as we go up the other side. Alright, breakaway group. Despite the fact that they're on the downhill, I actually have a couple riders being dropped, so they are pushing the pace. They are 3.5 minutes ahead of us, so it's not going to be an easy gain. But on that final climb, we're probably going to end up with a pretty high pace, I would imagine. Okay, we're almost to the bottom. Let me speed up just a little bit to get there. Alright, this isn't the climb itself. We've got one more small downhill to go. Nobody's attacking now, though. So let's wait until we do that last downhill. Okay, the race itself is down to 10K. We still have 11 to go, so we are a couple kilometers behind the front of the race. Breakaway group is blowing up now. Here comes an attack.
And they keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep
Pantano.
up. There's a report over the radio of a rider coming off his bike. But apparently, he's back in the saddle.
Okay, what I need to do now, I'm going to grab that Cubs wheel,
He's going for victory.
so follow, and Vetkov, I want you to give me about a 93. Let's try that.
This climb is feared by many riders.
Okay, group's down to 46.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
Oh, too fast, too fast.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
Okay, got him going on a 99, thanks to the fact that he's kind of out of energy there. As long as he's still pulling for me, I'm going to stick with him. Okay, I gotta see where we're at. There we go. Okay, so Pantano's off the front. I'm not too worried about him actually. I'm actually ahead of Nibley right now in just this group of 2. So Conego's off the front, and then that's the remnants of the breakaway. So 12 riders left, and we are still 3 minutes behind, so that's actually pretty sad. We're about to hit the steepest section right now. They are pretty close to the finish. I wonder if anybody in that group is close enough in the rankings that they could move to the front of the standings. Alright, well, 3.7K to go. And here we go. Okay, I'm actually recovering nicely at the moment, even though the Peloton just caught me, but that's going to give me the ability to now take off. Oh, no, I don't care about O'Connor. Stay on me.
And there's an attack at the front. He could go all the way. Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Hey, get out from under his wheel.
In the end, he found the resources to give it a
Yep,
sprint.
breakaway groups got the win. I'm flying past a lot of riders, but I'm definitely not in the lead here. But we'll see what kind of time those guys have. Nibley's only just in front of me, so I'm good there.
The riders bringing up their rear have made it through sheer willpower.
14th on the
This
stage.
was a
There
real
were
sprint.
12 riders from that breakaway group. It looks like Impey and Nibley are still ahead of me. Neusten, they're 10th. Wow. The rest of those guys, Benedetti, I don't know what kind of time he was on. But that top 9 was all breakaway group guys. Shouldn't affect the overall standings. So Neusten, Impey, Nibley, and then I finished right with O'Connor. So I'm about 4th of the contenders. And then we've got a time trial still to go where I stand a good chance of gaining a lot of time outside of maybe Nibley, but Nibley's not a great time trialist either. Pretty solid finish. I think I'll take that. So I'm up to 5th overall. Neusten is actually the race leader after finishing 10th on stage. Impey came in with him, so the 2-second time gap they had before remains. Nibley is now 4 seconds off the pace as they moved ahead. You can see they finished 12 seconds ahead of Nibley and O'Connor, who were then 12 seconds ahead of my group, which was including Pantano and Koenig. And then it dropped from there. So I'm right here with riders like Nibley as we go into the final stage, which is a time trial. And let's see, Neusten, strong time trialist. Impey's pretty good. Nibley is definitely good. O'Connor shouldn't be a problem. And I am slightly the strongest of the bunch, I think. 76. Yeah. Look at that. Nibley is going to be difficult. I'm definitely in for a chance of a top 3. And really, it's down to just the 6 of us. Of which I'd say you can take O'Connor out of that. I'll have no problem getting 10 seconds on him. So I'm in for a 4-way shout for not only finishing on the podium, but potentially winning this race. I've got 27 seconds to make up, though. Ben Swift's too far back, and even though Koenig's definitely a good time trialist, and he'll pick up a few spots, he might crack the top 5, but he's not getting any higher than about 5th. So, 4-horse race. Neusten, Impey, Nibley, and myself. And I do have a chance to overcome these guys, but they are tight at the top, and I'm half a minute behind. Sprint points, 10th. Mountains, still 2nd. Under 25's currently 3rd. And the team is 8th. It's going to be really difficult to pick up time today. It's only 14 kilometers. For the first time, I get to see myself in the U.S. Time Trial Champions jersey. First opportunity I've had to wear it since at least this season. First chance I've had. I have a +2 on time trial, +3 on prologue. Good stamina, good opportunity to do well in the stage today, but it's going to be extremely difficult to get higher than 4th place. Coming from 5th on the road, that 27-second gap, that is a lot to overcome. The top 3 are separated by just a few seconds. So that means they've all got a 20+ seconds over me, and as a result, it's going to be incredibly difficult to pick up that much time over all 3 of them. Can I get into the top 3? Yes. If one of them has a bad race, I can overcome them. I am 13th overall, 19 seconds off the pace. My expectations for the stage are to finish in the top 15. Okay, I do have a little bit left in the tank here for the final 4 kilometers. I don't want to go too soon though. Okay, 3 kilometers. 2 kilometers, and I'm ramping it up here. Okay, pushing for the end, 1.5K to go. A lot of turns in here. Okay, going 99. I did just run out, slow up just at the end, up to 7th. 25 seconds off the pace, 7th. Okay, so O'Connor, I've only got 3 seconds to gain on him, and I will pick that up, or 10 seconds, but I will pick that up. Nibbly, 2 seconds better than me, so no, I'm not catching him. Impy had a great first sector time. He ends up with the exact same time I did, so I'm not going to catch him. Looks like I'm going to be 4th overall. Nishtin, 2 seconds ahead of me. So I end up 10th on the stage, and I will be 4th overall. Team objective was 3rd. Now, when I finished 7th before, they were complaining. So, are they going to be happy with a 4th place? Chances are they're not. I'm going to get really good time, really good points overall in the Super Prestige. This was a pretty high level race. And I got 4th. I mean, come on. What is wrong with that? But if the team says 3rd, team says 3rd. So we'll see if they accept that. 2nd in the mountain climber. And this guy was in the breakaway in the stage that had the climbing, and he got pretty much all the points there. Nibbly wins the points. I end up 8th there. Yeah, best young rider, I get 2nd, so I'm kind of 2nd across the board, or top 5 in most places, and team, we were 8th. So, actually 9th on the stage on the count back, so I was actually just ahead of Impy apparently. So top 10 on the stage, 4th for the tour. And here's that boss evaluation, and there you go. See? Top 3 in the overall standings. I get 4th, and the evaluation is I did a poor job. Are you kidding me? Among the names that were there, only one non-big name was all over the top 10. And then myself, the other non-big name. But very good on the stage. 2nd in the mountain standings is excellent. 2nd in the youth is excellent. So the evaluation of 4th overall was poor. It's pretty sad. Manager's satisfaction is back up to 94%. I have no races for a little while. I have a very, very light schedule for April and May, but that will be into the next episode if I show any of that at all. But we will continue on with mashups of season number 2 so that I can get on to season 3, where we will get a lot more of the action in the episodes that follow. Good progression though, 45 points, that will help me getting towards level 14. And we'll check in on the Super Prestige now and see. Let me move forward one day though. Tends to not update things until the following day. Still pretty early in the year as we're just at the end of March, but at this point, Spilak is in 1st, and Peter Sagan is 2nd in the point standings. Chris Froome behind them for the World Tour. Buani is 2nd. Cockard is 4th, And then here's that Super Prestige. Now, last time I had taken a look, I had a single point on the season so far. But over the last couple of races, I've done pretty well and should have picked up some points. And especially here with this last one, there you go. 66 points on the season so far. 207th overall, which is a better placement than I was last season, even though I have not had a win yet this year. Okay, well, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.